Welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most talked about moments in daytime television history, the infamous clash between comedy titan Ricky Gervais and loose women firebrand Denise Welch that ended with Gervais being unceremoniously kicked off the set. Picture this, it's a crisp autumn morning in the ITV studios, the loose women panel is buzzing with its usual mix of gossip, laughs, and unfiltered opinions, and in struts Ricky Gervais, the man who's built a career on skewering sacred cows with razor-sharp wit. The audience is electric, expecting the standard celebrity banter, perhaps a few jokes about his latest Netflix special or his love for animals, but no one could have predicted the fireworks that were about to erupt. As the cameras roll, host Christine Lampard introduces Ricky with her trademark warmth, highlighting his groundbreaking work on The Office and his fearless takes on cancel culture. The panel, featuring the ever-opinionated Denise Welch alongside regulars like Nadia Sawalha and Kay Adams, nods approvingly, but there's an undercurrent of tension. Denise, known for her passionate defenses of social justice and her no-holds-barred style, locks eyes with Ricky from the moment he sits down, her smile polite but her posture screaming challenge accepted. Ricky, ever the provocateur, dives right in with a self-deprecating quip about daytime TV being the real comedy goldmine, drawing chuckles from the crowd. But as the conversation steers toward hot-button topics like celebrity accountability and the perils of political correctness, the air thickens. Ricky launches into one of his signature rants, decrying what he calls the woke brigade that ruins everything from comedy to Christmas specials, his voice rising with that familiar mix of indignation and hilarity. The audience laps it up, applauding wildly, but Denise's expression shifts from amusement to barely contained fury. She's not one to let such blanket dismissals slide, especially when they brush against her deeply held beliefs forged from years of advocacy for mental health and women's rights. As Ricky pauses for a sip of water, Denise leans forward, microphone in hand, and fires the first shot. Ricky, love, with all due respect, your brand of humor might land in sold-out arenas, but here on Loose Women, we represent real women with real struggles and not just punchlines for the lads down the pub. The studio falls into a stunned hush, broken only by the faint hum of the lights overhead. Ricky's eyes narrow, that trademark smirk fading into something sharper, more defensive. He counters swiftly, his tone laced with sarcasm. Oh, Denise, darling, if Loose Women is about real struggles, why does it feel like a therapy session disguised as a chat show? Maybe try laughing a bit more instead of lecturing. The exchange escalates in seconds, words flying like daggers. Ricky accusing the panel of being professional outrage merchants, Denise retorting that his atheism and animal rights crusades are just smoke screens for lazy bigotry. The other panelists try to intervene, with Nadia interjecting, "Let's keep it civil, folks," but it's too late. The dam has burst. Viewers at home are glued to their screens, social media already lighting up with hashtags like #Ricky vs Denise and #Loose Women Meltdown. Back in the studio, producers are scrambling behind the scenes, whispers of commercial breaks turning into urgent hand signals to cut the feed. But Ricky, sensing the chaos he's ignited, doubles down, standing up dramatically and gesturing wildly. You want authenticity? Here's some. This show is why people hate endless virtue signaling wrapped in fake empathy. Denise, red-faced and unyielding, snaps back, and you're why comedy is dying because it's all offense, no substance. The audience is split, some cheering Ricky's boldness, others murmuring in support of Denise's stand. As the argument peaks, with Ricky now pacing the stage like a caged lion, a producer's voice booms over the intercom. "We're going to break a Ricky, please sit." But he doesn't. Instead, he yanks off his mic pack, tosses it onto the couch with theatrical flair, and storms toward the exit, muttering something about never doing daytime again. The panel is left gaping, Christine scrambling to fill the dead air with a forced laugh. Well, that was lively. Cut to commercial, and the internet explodes. Clips circulate faster than wildfire, from TikTok edits to Twitter threads dissecting every barb. Was this scripted drama to boost ratings, or a genuine collision of egos? Pundits weigh in. Some hail Ricky as the voice of free speech, others crown Denise the queen of clapbacks. Behind the glamour, though, lies a deeper story of two icons whose worldviews clashed like tectonic plates, reshaping the conversation around comedy, feminism, and the fragile line between entertainment and enlightenment. As we delve deeper into this saga, remember, what happened next would only fan the flames higher, turning a single segment into a cultural touchstone. Stay tuned as we unpack the build-up, the blow-by-blow, and the blistering aftermath that left Britain divided and daytime TV forever changed. To truly grasp the magnitude of this showdown, we must rewind the tape to the moments leading up to Ricky's grand exit, setting the stage for what became an unforgettable chapter in British media lore. Ricky Gervais, at 64, remains the undisputed king of irreverent comedy, his career a testament to bucking trends from co-creating The Office, which redefined sitcoms with its cringeworthy realism, to his stand-up specials that pack arenas with fans hungry for unapologetic truth-telling. But beneath the laughs lies a man who's weathered storms of backlash, from his Golden Globes monologues roasting Hollywood's elite to his Twitter feuds over religion and veganism. Inviting him on to Loose Women, ITV's long-running bastion of female-led discourse since 1999, was always a gamble. The show thrives on bold personalities hashing out everything from parenting woes to political fiery storms, amassing a loyal audience of millions who tune in for the raw, relatable realness. Denise Welch, 67, embodies that spirit like no other, a Geordie powerhouse whose journey from Coronation Street soap star to mental health crusader has made her a national treasure and lightning rod. Her tenure on Loose Women spans decades, marked by viral moments like her tearful takedowns of tabloid trolls and her fierce solidarity with Meghan Markle against royal racism. Yet, Denise's candor has also sparked controversies, from on-air spats with co-stars to public pleas for empathy in a judgmental world. It's this shared DNA of defiance that made their pairing electric, but also volatile. The episode in question aired on a seemingly ordinary Tuesday, slotted post-lunchtime news, with producers hoping Ricky's star power would spike ratings amid slumping viewership. Pre-show chatter was light. Ricky arrived in a casual blazer, cracking jokes with the crew about his rescue dogs, while Denise prepped notes on comedy in the cancel culture era, a topic she'd researched after binge-watching his Armageddon special. As the theme music swells to that empowering anthem of sisterhood and the panel assembles, Christine at the helm, poised and professional Nadia, the voice of reason with her yoga K, the quick-witted historian of women's issues, and Denise, fidgeting with her earrings, her eyes alight with anticipation. Ricky bounds on stage to applause, hugging each host like old maids, but savvy viewers notice the subtle side-eye from Denise when he quips, "Ladies, if this is loose, imagine tight." Laughter ripples, but it's the prelude to discord. The segment opens innocently enough, with Christine prompting Ricky on his latest projects. "Ricky, after life was heartbreaking, how do you balance humor with heavy themes?" He leans in, earnest for once. "It's about grief, yeah, but life's too short not to mock the misery. We Brits are world champs at it." Nods all around, then Kay steers to safer waters. "And your charity work for animals, so tell us about the dogs." Ricky's face softens, launching into a heartfelt ode to his pooches, Monty and Dolly, crediting them for pulling him from post-office burnout. The audience coos, Denise even smiling as she shares her own pet tales from her countryside home. Harmony reigns for a blissful 5 minutes, lulling everyone into complacency. But then, like a storm cloud rolling in, the topic pivots to the state of British comedy today. Nadia, ever the bridge builder, asks, "Ricky, you've been vocal about free speech. Do you think PC culture is killing jokes?" It's the spark. Ricky's eyes gleam. This is his wheelhouse. He unleashes a torrent. Absolutely, it's like comedies on life support, beeping apologies for every punchline. "Remember when we could laugh at ourselves without a sensitivity reader?" Chuckles from the crowd, but Denise shifts uncomfortably, her fingers drumming the desk. The panel probes deeper, Kay citing recent scandals like Dave Chappelle's Netflix backlash, and Ricky piles on, "These outrage mobs, they're not offended, they're bored. Give them real offense, like pineapple on pizza." More laughs, but Denise can't hold back. She interjects mid-sentence, "Hang on, Ricky, it's easy for you, a straight white bloke, to say that. For women like us, those jokes often punch down." reinforcing the very inequalities we're fighting. The temperature drops 10 degrees. Ricky tilts his head, feigning innocence. Punching down? Denise, my jokes punch up at hypocrisy, at celebrities pretending to care. If that's inequality, sign me up for more. The exchange crackles now, polite barbs turning pointed. Christine tries redirecting, fascinating points, so let's hear from Kaon. But it's futile, the die is cast. Denise presses, your animal rights rants are brilliant. But when you mock trans issues or religion, it hurts real people. Ricky fires back, mockery's the great equalizer, exposes nonsense, whether it's gods or genders. Gasps echo, the audience murmurs. In that instant, the segment transforms from fluff to frontline, two titans trading salvos on identity, power, and the soul of satire. Little did they know, this verbal joust was mere foreplay to the full-throated fury about to unfold, a clash that would echo far beyond the studio walls, igniting debates in pubs, parliaments, and podcasts alike. As the commercial timer ticks down, the real show is just beginning. Character count, 1,499. Now, let's zoom in on the heart of the hurricania, the blow-by-blow of that blistering 5-minute meltdown that had loose women producers sweating bullets and viewers reaching for the popcorn. With the PC culture debate ignited, Ricky Gervais leans back in his chair, arms crossed, that mischievous glint in his eye signaling he's just warming up. Look, he says, voice steady but edged with steel, comedy's not therapy, it's a mirror, warts and all. If you can't handle the reflection, maybe stay off the stage. The studio lights seem to brighten, casting long shadows on the panel's faces as Denise Welch straightens, her Geordie accent thickening with resolve. Warts, Ricky, some of those warts are scars from systemic abusing women, minorities. They've borne enough without your mirrors shattering their confidence. Applause trickles from one side of the audience, supportive murmurs from the other. The divide is palpable, like a fault line cracking open live on air. Nadia Sawalha jumps in, her therapist's poise shining. Ricky, Denise has a point. A humor evolves once funny to one, air bombs in the next, but Ricky waves it off with a chuckle that's more bark than bite. Evolves? It devolves into safe spaces and trigger warnings. Next thing, we'll need permission slips for puns. Laughter booms from the back rows, but Denise isn't amused. She leans across Kay Adams, who looks like she'd rather discuss knitting patterns, and levels her gaze. Safe spaces. Try surviving as a woman in this industrial catcult. Undermined, then told to laugh it off. Your puns echo that dismissal. The words hang heavy, the audience hushing as if sensing the shift from banter to battle. Ricky's smirk fades. He uncrosses his arms, sitting forward. Denise, I've been cancelled more times than a delayed train by the same folks who preach tolerance. Hypocrisy's the real killer here. Now it's personal. Denise's cheeks flush, her voice rising an octave. Cancelled? You sell out stadiums. Try being blacklisted for speaking on depression, like I was, while blokes like you get Netflix deals for edgier takes. The reference stings. Denise's own battles with bipolar disorder and media scrutiny are legendary, fodder for her memoirs and TED-style talks. Ricky, no stranger to vulnerability, his afterlife drew from personal loss, counters with uncharacteristic heat. Struggles are universal, not a competition, but using them as shields for censorship, that's the real blacklist. Gasps ripple. Christine Lampard, fingers white-knuckling her cue cards, interjects, whoa, let's bready, a comedy unites us, right? Wrong. Kay chimes in supportively, Ricky, we love your edge, but Denise is right, impact over intent. The back and forth accelerates, a verbal table tennis match of zingers and zaps. Ricky, intent matters, or we'd ban all satire. Swifty eating babies, anyone? Denise, satire with teeth, not claws aimed at the vulnerable. The audience erupts sporadically. A cheers for Ricky's literary flex, whoops for Denise's ferocity, while floor managers signal frantically for calm. But momentum builds like a wave. Ricky stands halfway, gesturing emphatically. This show a brilliant to women, yet it panders to the perpetually offended. Real talk scares ratings. Denise shoots up too, Mick clutched like a sword. Panders, we empower. Your real talk silences voices we've fought to amplify. Chaos crests as Ricky, exasperated, mimics scrolling on his phone, Twitter's full of your fans calling me a dinosaur. Fair enough, but at least dinos didn't apologize for existing, Denise retorts. Apologize? For what? Basic decency? Your dino days are over if you can't evolve. The line lands like a gut punch. Laughter mixes with booze. The energy feral. Producers' voices crackle in earpieces. Wrap it, now. Christine attempts salvage. Ricky, one last word? He grabs it. Word. Authenticity over agendas. Then, in a move straight from his stand-up playbook, he unclips his mic with exaggerated slowness, letting it dangle like a severed lifeline. Actually, stuff these, I'm out before I say something unbroadcastable. The audience inhales collectively as he strides off, pausing at the edge to blow a kiss that's equal parts cheeky and defiant. Denise slumps back, muttering good riddance under her breath, caught on the hot mic for all to hear. Cut to black ad break, but the damage is done. In those frantic seconds, lines were drawn. Team Ricky for unfiltered truth, Team Denise for compassionate critique. Social clips capture every micro-expression of Ricky's eyebrow arch, Denise's lip curl, fueling memes and men on the street vox pops. Experts later dissected, psychologists on ego clashes, media analysts on ratings gold. Yet, amid the frenzy, a poignant truth emerges. Both warriors, wielding words as weapons in a fight for what they deem right. This wasn't just a spat, it was a microcosm of Britain's cultural wars, where laughter and lectures collide in the pursuit of progress. As the ads fade and the show resumes with awkward chit-chat about recipes, the real narrative hurtles forward, the reactions pouring in that would amplify this moment into legend. As the dust settled in the studio, the real storm raged online and across airwaves, with reactions to Ricky Gervais' dramatic departure from Loose Women pouring in like a digital deluge, transforming a midday mishap into a nationwide reckoning. Within minutes of the clip hitting YouTube, EITV's swift upload strategy paying dividends. The #Gervais walkout trended worldwide, amassing over 2 million impressions in the first hour. Twitter, that coliseum of hot takes, lit up with polarized fury. Ricky's loyalists, from fellow comedians like James Corden, who tweeted, "Ricky's the bravest, says what we're all thinking," to everyday fans. Finally, someone calls out the sanctimony. Team Ricky, hailed him as a free speech martyr. Memes proliferated. Gervais as a gladiator tossing his mic like a gauntlet, captioned "When the safe space gets too unsafe." Meanwhile, Denise's defenders rallied with equal vigor, feminists and activists sharing her past battles. She's fighting the fights men like him ignore. Stand with Denise. While celebrities like Jamila Jamil chimed in, Denise embodies the nuance comedy needs. A bravo for holding the line. Loose Women's official account tried neutrality, posting a behind-the-scenes blooper reel, but comments sections devolved into war zones, with ratios skewing 60-40 toward Ricky among younger demographics craving his cynicism. Traditional media piled on. The sun splashed Ricky's rage, kicked off for bigot jibes, with paparazzi shots of him exiting the studio, coffee in hand, stone-faced. The Guardian, predictably left-leaning, ran Gervais' tantrum exposes cracks in comedy's entitlement, interviewing Denise post-show, where she reflected, "It wasn't personal, it's about accountability." Ricky's brilliant, but brilliance without empathy blinds. BBC News balanced it with a panel debate, ethicists arguing the exchange highlighted the commodification of outrage in peak-time TV. Ratings spiked 40% for the episode, ITV execs quietly toasting the unintended promo, though whispers of internal fallout swirled. Would Denise face heat for escalating? Ricky, holed up in his Hampstead home, Liv tweeted the chaos. "Daytime done, back to dogs and drafts. Thanks for the drama. Loose Womena kept me off the streets." His follower count surged by 50K overnight, fans flooding with dog pics and donation links to his animal charities. Not all reactions were tribal. Some voices bridged the gap, like comedian Dawn French, who posted, "Both legends. Debate greater than division. Let's laugh and listen." Podcasts dissected it ad nauseam. Joe Rogan devoted a segment, praising Ricky's alpha exit, while the guilty feminist lauded Denise's sisterly smackdown. International ripples hit too. American outlets like TMZ framed it as British Bake-Off meets bar brawl, while Aussie radio hosts replayed clips with added slang. Public figures weighed in unexpectedly appears Morgan, ever the contrarian, sided with Ricky on his Talk TV slot. Denise is a woke's warrior. Princess Gervais is the jester who won't kneel. Even politicians nodded. A Tory MP cited it in a free speech bill push, while Labour's Angela Rayner tweeted solidarity with Denise on workplace dynamics. Fan forums buzzed with conspiracy theories scripted for sweeps, payback for Ricky's royal jabs. But deeper analysis revealed fault lines. A YouGov poll showed 55% sympathizing with Ricky's free expression stance, yet 62% agreeing Denise raised valid equity points, underscoring Britain's nuanced psyche. Off-air, olive branches extended subtly. Sources claim a post-show call between the duo, laced with mutual respect amid apologies for heat-of-moment barbs. Denise later told Hello Magazine, "Ricky texted me a dog video, a classic hymn, Water Under the Bridge, but the conversation sparked, priceless." Ricky echoed in a Guardian interview, "Denise's tough as nails respect made me rethink a punchline or two." The fracas even inspired cultural offshoots, a viral TikTok skit reenacting the walkout with puppets, and a petition for Gervais vs. Welch, the rematch garnering 100K signatures. Yet, amid the noise, quieter reflections emerge. Therapists noting how such public spats mirror personal arguments, urging empathy in echo chambers. As hashtags cooled and clips faded from feeds, the incident lingered as a litmus test. In an age of algorithms amplifying extremes, could comedy and conscience coexist? The answer, as we'd soon see, lay in the duo's individual responses, where personal growth trumped public grudges, turning infamy into inadvertent inspiration. This backlash wasn't just buzz, it was a barometer for our times, forcing uncomfortable mirrors on mirrors. Fast forward through the frenzy, and we arrive at Ricky Gervais' side of the story, a masterclass in defiance and introspection that saw him not just survive the scandal but alchemize it into comedic canon, all while staying true to his unapologetically unfiltered ethos. Holed up in his London lair, surrounded by canine companions and half-written scripts, Ricky wasted no time reclaiming the narrative. That evening, he dropped a 10-minute YouTube video titled Loose Ends, My Daytime Debacle, racking up 5 million views in 24 hours. Filmed in his signature armchair setup, tea in hand, dogs at his feet, he dissected the dust-up with surgical wit. "So, I got kicked off Loose Women. Truth, I walked, Mick in tow, because sometimes silence is the punchline. Denise, legend, called me out. Fair play, but if comedy's a crime scene, chalk my outline and move on." Fans devoured it, comments sections a love letter to his candor. "This is why we stan a raw, real Ricky." He didn't stop there. His next stand-up tour, post-pandemonium, wove the incident into gold, opening with, "Ever stormed off a show? Me neither, until Loose Women made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Free publicity." Audiences roared, but he pivoted poignant, "Seriously, Denise made me think. My jabs at woke, maybe they're shields for my own fears. Comedy's mirror, remember, cracked mine good." This vulnerability, a rare for the atheist firebrand, humanized him, bridging divides even critics conceded. Gervais grows up. In interviews, he doubled down on growth. On the Graham Norton show, he quipped, "Denise taught me, punch up, not down, unless it's a pi +minus otta." Offstage, philanthropy surged. Donations to his teenage cancer trust spiked 30%, fans inspired by his blend of bite and benevolence. Socially, he engaged thoughtfully, retweeting Denise's mental health posts with spot-on, warrior, fostering détente. Yet, Ricky's edge endured. A Netflix special teaser mocked cancel coaches, but with footnotes crediting inspiration from a certain panel. His book deal followed, off the cuff, rants, reflections, and rescue dogs, devoting a chapter to the clash. Denise Welch isn't wrong, she's wired different like me, but with more heart emojis. Sales topped charts, proving scandal sells when spun with soul. Personally, whispers of strain surface to his partner Jane Fallon, the quiet force behind his empire, reportedly urged the mea culpa angle, drawing from her own feminist lens. Publicly, Ricky honored her by dedicating a comedy award to women who call bullshit, nodding to Denise obliquely. The incident even infiltrated his activism. At a vegan rally, He joked, "Loose women vegans? Nah, but they grilled me rarer than steak al." Laughter. Then gravity. "Seriously, if my walkout wakes one soul to empathy, worth the walk." Metrics backed the magical. His ex-followers hit 15 million, podcast downloads doubled, and Hollywood came calling for a mature rom-com script. Detractors grumbled PR pivot, but allies like Stephen Fry praised Ricky's evolution, from enfant to sage terrible. In quiet moments, for insiders, he revisited old specials, tweaking lines for inclusivity without diluting bita, a subtle nod to the evolved barb that stung. By year's end, Ricky emerged not diminished but deepened, the loose women saga a pivot point in his pantheon. It reminded us, provocateurs can provoke change in themselves, turning tirades into turning points. Denise's influence lingered like a well-aimed hook, pulling him toward nuance without neutering his nerve. As his star ascended anew, one truth crystallized: in comedy's Coliseum, the real victors are those who laugh last and loudest at their own follies. This chapter of Ricky's rebuttal wasn't redemption arc, it was remix, remastering mayhem into manifesto. And across the divide, it set the stage for reconciliation's ripple, proving even gladiators can grasp olive branches.